Okay, I gotta do this twice because TikTok fucked it up and I'm pissed. But oh well. I saw this post that said favorite debut album of the 2000s. Okay, so here is all the picks and everything like that. I'm gonna give you guys, my top three. Okay, so first off, we gotta talk about Beyonce's Dangerous Love. I just talked about this one a few days ago, but stuff like Yes, I Love the Bridge, Certainly You Can Call Me Baby, I'd Love to Hear From You, and just the whole song. Like she's saying, I said yes to all these things, yes to their family, yes to your mother and everything, and you asked me something and I said no, and she's like, the first time I say no, it's like I never said yes, okay? And she kind of ate that, and that's kind of, very much symbolizing men's relationship to women and like that, because it's just like they expect us to do everything that they want and not have autonomy and do things for ourselves, and it's just so weird how a lot of men view independence that women have as like a threat. But that's a side tangent, but I really do enjoy that song. Okay, Naughty Girl was too good on this album. Naughty Girl, Crazy in Love, smash hit. We already know that. That was just solidified. That video, it was special. Okay, so you have to give some love there. Gift from Virgo. Nobody talks about Gift from Virgo. Nobody talks about her rendition of The Closer I Get to You with Luther Vandross. Okay, but I'm fond of that. I really am. He hasn't aged the best. I think we can agree on that. I'm not particularly fond of Baby Boy, but I'm not getting into that today. But Beyonce, I think she had a nice debut. Album, so that's gonna be up there. And then I would also say Kelly Clarkson's first album, I really enjoyed it. Her getting into that R&B kind of bag where she really revisit on the Meaning of Life album. So some favorites, I really like What's Up Lonely. I think it was really good for that time. It's aged nicely. Miss Independent, I believe Christina Aguilera wrote it and gave it to Kelly Clarkson. And thank God, because Kelly Clarkson she fed families with Miss Independent. She was not fucking around. Speaking of not fucking around, You Thought Wrong was such a good song on this album as well. So yeah, I think that there's some nice, gems and cuts on this album and everything. I might be forgetting a song or two, and that's gonna kill me. Okay, but those are the ones that came to mind at least. So I'm gonna put that in top three. Last one I want to put in top three was going to be the amywinehouse Frank album. What is it about men? It was just generational. It was just generational for me. Take the Box is probably my favorite song on the album. I believe In My Bed or whatever that song is called is in the album. So I really enjoyed that one. The song Brother, I really enjoyed. It just kind of has a moodiness about it and everything. So I appreciate that. Like when I'm not in the best mood, artists like Amy Winehouse, Fiona Apple, they just kind of, it feels like they feel exactly what you're feeling, okay? So I think that this album better than Back to Black, okay? While we're at it, I think that Kelly Clarkson's first album is better than Breakaway. Breakaway is carried by the singles. No shade, no shade. First album's taking it from me if we're talking about full album experience, okay? So yeah, those would be my three. Some thoughts on the other albums here. I think this Taylor Swift album is probably, her worst album or among her worst. I don't think it's bad, she usually releases better albums. But you still had stuff like Our Song, which I really enjoy. Tied Together with a Smile is probably my favorite song on this album. I really like Mary's Song as well. Okay, so we had some good stuff. And you know what song I don't really go for? Teardrops on My Guitar. Every time I talk to somebody who's like familiar with some of her stuff and they're like, oh, Teardrops on My Guitar is my favorite Taylor song, I'm like, that's such a fucking basic answer. I'm sorry. If you would have said You Belong With Me, I would have let you slide because that's a classic. But Teardrops on My Guitar, come on, bro. That song is not that good. That song is not that good. It just has never moved me. And same thing with Tim McGraw. If you say either of those two songs is your favorite Taylor Swift song, I will be judging you. So yeah, she just released better. Rihanna did not release good albums on Shell Go Girl Gone Bad. Those first two albums were not hitting, okay? Lady Gaga, The Fame. My friend told me this album was gonna suck, and yeah, he was right. Very much carried by the singles, and the singles can only do so much. I mean, she had Paparazzi, she had Love Game, she had hits on it, but the album tracks were not good. They were not good. I need to listen to this Avril Lavigne album, and Avril Lavigne's discography, one of my subscribers keeps pushing me to do it, so I gotta get there, because I like the singles, I like Complicated, I like Skater Boy, I like the singles they've heard from her. I've just never heard a full album, but I like the singles that I heard. I'm With You, it was generational, okay? She ate that, and this album cover 8. I really like this Evanescence album whenever I did hear it the first time. It's not typically my style of music, but I thought it was decent for what it was. Okay, this Alicia Keys album is very good. I thought about putting that in my top 3. With all Alicia Keys albums, it falls apart at the end because she wants to do those boring ass ballads. Why Do I Feel So Sad? Cage Bird, those boring ass songs. So then I tune out. But, you had stuff like Fallen, which is obviously a classic. Troubles was a really good song. I love Jane Doe. Okay, her and Candy ate that song. And nobody gives that enough. Nobody wants to give stuff Candy did like that and Ex-Girlfriend by Mariah Carey. Those two songs, nobody talks about those enough for me. Okay, and yeah. And this is a side note, but whenever I'm saying no one gives a fuck about Rainbow, one of my previous videos, I'm a Rainbow stan. I say that all the time. The one time I didn't say that, I don't want people to think that I was trying to diss Rainbow or anything like that, because I love that album. If you've seen enough of my videos, I praise that album all the time, but that's kind of unrelated. Okay, so Jane Doe 8. Butterflies was so good. Butterflies is probably my favorite Alicia Keys song all time. I just think it's a gorgeous song. I think she wrote it, she was 13, 14, but it's just, yeah, she just has you in the palm of her hand listening to that song and everything. I love the way that she kind of controls the tempo and the instrumentation there. Woman's Worth is fabulous on this album as well. So yeah, when this album hits, it hits. There's some good stuff on here. So yeah, I can get 10s for 10s or do with that Alicia Keys album and everything. Miley Cyrus did not start releasing good albums by herself solo until Bangers. Her early albums are dreadful. Don't even get me started. This Adele album, there was some good stuff on here. I liked her rendition of Make You Feel My Love, but I just felt like it was amywinehouse cosplay. This album did not move me. I thought her vocals sound like shit on this album, okay? And every time I say that, people be dragging me, but I'm sorry, this is her worst album. I don't care what anybody says. You can talk about Chasing Pavements until, you know, you're blue in the face. I don't care. This album was not good. This album was not good. And I'm not going to let anybody tell me otherwise, okay? So it doesn't move me. It doesn't move me, okay? Fuck Sierra. You know, I just had to get that away. I haven't heard this album, but fuck Sierra. Like, she just pissed me off. But let me know what you guys think down below. What is your favorite debut album of the 2000s on this list? If you would like to give me something that is not on this list, we can have that conversation too. Some other good debuts during this time. Fuck Johnmayer. He's an awful person. I like his music and I can hold him accountable. I feel like those two things can coexist. But his debut album, Room for Squares, was quite good. Okay. I think he had 83, which I really enjoyed. Neon. I prefer the live version of Neon though. Love Song for No One, I believe, was on this album too. Yeah, there were some gems on this album. There were some gems on this album that I am certainly for No Such Thing. You know, that was one of the popular songs off this album too, and everything like that. 3x5. Like, I'm remembering songs and I'm forgetting. I know I'm forgetting one of the songs that I really like on the album and everything, but 83 might be my favorite on the album. So that was a really good album for that time as well and everything. But let me know what you think down below and let's continue the conversation.